Well, I guess 720p is the lowest resolution I can use here on my iPhone. It's an iPhone XR. Yeah, I got a hat on. It's cold. My toque. Got a lot of compliments on it from people today, from friends. Well, over the last few days since I've been wearing it. So I actually had a kid today. I drive an after-school van for a karate place here in my town, and I guess with President's Day this past Monday, one of the kids, he said, "You look like George Washington." And I guess it's the wigs they wore back in the day, you know, the wig hats and stuff, but said I looked like George Washington, so I guess that's sort of a compliment, perhaps, you know. He was a good dude, George Washington. I mean, you know, a lot of people will give him crap because he owned slaves and, you know, the forefathers and all that stuff. Everybody's sort of against that stuff these days, you know, but, yeah, so we got the coronavirus going on right now. Coronavirus stuff. I just got done listening to Michael Yon, who's one of my favorite. How could you define him? I guess when I first started seeing him, he was more of a like a war correspondent, photojournalist, and I followed him for a long time during the Gulf Wars and stuff, and then, you know, I just got involved in life and didn't follow a whole lot there for a while. But then with the Hong Kong protests and various other things that have happened over the last year or so, I started following him a lot more lately. And he just had a good podcast on the coronavirus stuff going on in China and in Asia. Well, the whole world, really, when it comes to how we need to protect ourselves and so on from that. But it was good. I mean, it's not a ton of people. There's probably about 250 people in on Facebook at any given time. I don't know if he has other streams like YouTube or other online platforms. I think he was just on Facebook and maybe YouTube. Being sort of a podcaster myself, I know that with, for example, like Open Broadcast, OBS, you can easily stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But he seemed to be reading the comments from Facebook primarily. But he's pretty hard hitting. He's pretty direct. He knows what he's talking about. He's been in war zones. He's been in protest zones. I mean, he's been all over the world. So I really respect his opinion on whatever topic he's covering, you know, really at the moment. So good guy, Michael Yon, Y-O-N. Look him up on Facebook. Follow him. Good dude. So, but with the coronavirus, it's, you know, it's creepy. You know, the people are reporting so many different things. There's so much conflicting information coming out from Asia, from the CDC. They've changed it from the Wuhan virus to, you know, the coronavirus, now to COVID-19. You know, it just seems like they're trying to detach it from China. You know, it's the Chinese are the reason this has gone down the way it has. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cover up the lens there. I know you probably don't care. I'm just a big fat head anyway. But they seem to be trying to detach responsibility from them over to just sort of genericizing the whole coronavirus epidemic. It's not quite a pandemic yet, as they said. It's not quite a pandemic, but it's still sort of epidemic level. Maybe, I don't know what the level is between epidemic, like a local epidemic, and a global pandemic. It's maybe like a regional level thing. It's more like over in China, Southeast Asia, Korea, Japan. I guess they have some in Italy and Europe now. So I guess it's beyond the Asian continent. Asia, Europe, a couple cases here in the United States now. So it's not good, but I think just if people have a little bit of diligence and just do their thing, wash your hands, disinfect, just do the thing you should be doing anyway, and then it shouldn't become a huge issue here in the United States. But, there's always people who are bitter, people who just don't care, people who purposely try to spread it. I've heard cases of that where people are purposely wiping their hands on doors and on public doors into different facilities, and purposely trying to spread the virus to the masses. It's crazy, but who knows? Who knows? But everybody just needs to do what they need to do. It's a bad virus, and yeah, it could cause death, it could cause fatalities, it could just be generally bad, but not fatal to your people, your family, your lifestyle. But your life's not worth. I mean, if it happens to hit in an area you're in, it would be best just to self-quarantine yourself. Forget about your job. You can get another job later. Just self-quarantine, stay in, stay away. If enough people did that, then it would probably fizzle out. I would have to say it would probably fizzle out in a relatively reasonable amount of time. But, a lot of people, even if you're coughing and you're hacking and, I'm going to go out and get something to eat, and they go out to a restaurant and they're coughing all over the table and or coughing on even if you're coughing on your hands or your jacket, then you put your hands or your arms down on the table, it spreads to the table, the waitress comes up, comes to clean off your table, and then she picks it up, or he picks it up and carries it on, gets infected, takes it home to their family. A lot of waitresses and servers are single mothers, single fathers, take it home to their kids, with the incubation period that it has, which is, they said 14 days, but it's more likely 28. They're taking it to school. They're spreading it around their school. People like me who drive an after-school bus for the local karate program, we can pick it up. And it keeps spreading and spreading and spreading. That's one of my philosophies is, breathe shallow. If you have to be around people, breathe shallow. I mean, it probably won't protect you, in the long run, but, if you just don't breathe very much. Just, right here, just breathe, not fast like that, but just so it just barely gets in. Get enough oxygen to function, but not enough to take it deep into your lungs and infect yourself. But I'm out in my garage. It's late, but I just thought I'd get on here and do a little update. It's been a while. I was using OBS for a while with my laptop, but I'm on my iPhone tonight, so if I do upload this, it'll be uncut, unedited, and so on. So COVID, you got the debates going on with the Democrats. They're pretty lame. Very lame, actually. I've been watching the highlights of the Democratic debates, especially in Nevada. The last one's in Nevada. I guess they're heading to South Carolina here tomorrow, but it should be funny. I mean, it's been funny the whole time. I mean, they're struggling to make some kind of sense, but they just can't seem to do that. So, Democrats. So who's going to win the debates tomorrow night in South Carolina? Donald J. Trump. Silently. So, that's about it. So hope y'all have a good night. Breathe shallow, wear protection if you're in a high-risk area, and so on and so forth. So have a good night, everybody.